Woo! Boys, this is some weather that I could get used to. It's finally cooling off in Texas, and that means it is boost weather, it is mod weather, and it is time to get some good mods on the 350z NISMO. We have been slacking so much because it has been so hot, and inside my garage, like just here, inside my garage, is like 20 degrees hotter than it is just right here, and so it is so incredibly hot. But now it is cooling off, which means we can do some good weather, or do some good mods, and not just absolutely sweat through like 10 t-shirts. So that's good news. But we have a very exciting video. As you can tell by the title, we might be getting a new daily this weekend, and we're talking about all the mods that I want to do to the 350z NISMO. We are talking about the power goals that I want to reach, which we might not reach, but they're goals for a reason, because we're going to try our hardest to hit those goals. So let's start the video, let's get into it, and yeah, let's talk about some mods. So, before we talk what mods we're gonna do, I wanna talk about what are the power goals that I have for this car. Now, stock these cars from 2007 to 2008 come with about 308 horsepower. I may be off by a horsepower or two, but it's not noticeable enough to really matter. So, about to the crank, we're maybe pushing 280, but with the age of it, maybe 260. We might be making 260 horsepower, which is not a lot, especially when your car weighs over 3,000 pounds. And so, what are the power goals we're gonna make? I don't know. Here's the thing, you never know what your car is gonna make until you're on the dyno. And so, what I do know is a similar year, non-NISMO, 2007, made 339 horsepower with some fuel upgrades, so new fuel pump, new injectors, and I think E85, and then also had basically a full exhaust from headers all the way back, long tube headers, single exit exhaust, and 3-inch intakes. So, and he made 339, 340, and like 299 horsepower. So with similar mods, but of course with more, because we're gonna go extra. You guys know we always gotta go extra. I can't just buy any run-of-the-mill thing. I can't just build any run-of-the-mill car. It has to be the best. It has to be new, and it has to be unique, and it has to be awesome, just like those Japanese taillights that we've got on the car. And so we are reaching anywhere from like 340 to 350 horsepower are the goals that we want to make horsepower wise, and I would love to get into the 300 wheel torque power. So we're looking anywhere 350 horsepower to like maybe 315 torque would be ideal, and that would be exactly what I wanted. Enough to have fun and enough to gap a few Mustangs, maybe gap a few BMWs, few other people, and also I want to shoot flames. I know it's kind of ricer. I love it. It is so obnoxious and it's so crazy, but I absolutely have to shoot flames. That is absolutely key to this tune. Absolutely key to this power increase is getting flames. So that's also a goal. And so yeah, those are the goals for this car. That's the number we're trying to reach. Now let's go back home, go to the drawing board, and we're gonna talk about what mods we're gonna do to get that to happen. Oof. All right, everybody, we are back, and we are gonna talk about how we are gonna make that 350-ish horsepower and around or over 300 foot-pounds of torque. Now that is the goal for the 350z NISMO. It is super, I think we can do it. I mean, with all these NA mods, I really think 350 horsepower, 300 torque should not be too terribly hard at all. So how do we get to more power? Spark, air, fuel. So we've got to upgrade all of those things. Spark, We're gonna get some upgraded spark plugs. That's kind of in the maintenance department though. The car just hit 70,000 miles, so it needs a full fluid change. It really could use probably some new spark plugs too. So we're gonna do all of that stuff, and we're really gonna check it all out. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's step number one, the full fluid change we can possibly think of. That means the engine oil, of course, that means the trans, that means the diff. We're also gonna bleed the clutch master cylinder. All those things are gonna get bled, new fluids, even the brakes probably. My brakes are pretty good. We might upgrade the pads, but really the Brembo brakes works so good. So we're not gonna worry about any of that too much. Now, power mods. All of these power mods are basically to help the car breathe better and get rid of any sort of restriction that may have come from factory. And so to firstly start off, we're gonna port the upper and lower intake manifolds. So air's coming in, we're gonna port those, make those holes just a little bit bigger. That way more air can come through with no restrictions and kind of just flow better, open it up a little bit, get some more horsepower out of it. Then we're talking about getting headers. Now, there's a big debate between long tube and the shorty header with a test pipe, and so, I don't know, I'm on the, I guess on the field of long tube headers because there's less room for leaks. So if you've just got one pipe with one new joint, then that means we're getting rid of a weak spot where a leak could happen. We're getting rid of a gasket that could fail. We're getting rid of nuts and bolts that could back off. And so I'm leaning toward long tube headers. So whether that's ISR or the PPE headers, I mean, shoot, I saw the video of somebody using OBX, which I think is like an eBay header, and I mean, they made 339, 36 horsepower. So, I mean, if they can do that off an eBay kit, then we can surely make 350 off like a good quality set of long tube headers. Next, 3-inch intakes. Those are also up for huge debate, whether they work or not, whether they're worth the money, whatever. We're gonna go ahead and send it, and just anything to get more air into the system is what we want to do. So with those 3-inch intakes, we're gonna throw that all in there, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Also, if you guys don't know, with the 350Z, we've got a front bash bar that's aluminum, and in order to get those intakes that come from the throttle body and down, and then also down into the front bumper where it breathes really well, you've got to modify that front bash bar. Now, to get somebody to weld aluminum to kind of notch it and come down, it's gonna cost, my guess, $200 to $300, not super expensive. But for that, $200 to $300, I can buy a front bash bar that's really gonna make the front end really aggressive, and also it's gonna open up that area, that way those intakes can kind of come and sit. And so I think a tubed stainless steel bash bar is gonna be better than like a boxed aluminum bash bar. Now, I don't know, so if you guys know like structurally which one's better, leave it down in the comments, let me know, because I don't wanna make a big mistake here. I don't wanna sacrifice any safety on the vehicle, because as it sits, it is my daily driver, and I also want it to be safe. If we do, you know, hopefully we never get into an accident, but if we do, I want to be able to be safe. Next, we need some ECU management. So a lot of people use UpRev. There's another one out there that I always forget about, but we're probably gonna go the route of UpRev, and that way we can go to a tuner and get them to tune the vehicle, and that way we can use all these mods in an effective way. You can throw bolt-on mods on a car, but your stock ECU isn't really gonna know what to do with it. So it helps to have somebody go in and, you know, play with the timing and play with the air-fuel ratios, and so it's just better to go get it tuned. If you're gonna spend the money on the mods to make the power, spend the money on the tune so you can use the power, okay? So, just so you know. And then I think I wanna get some GTR injectors. Those are good with E85. And then also I wanna get a bigger fuel pump. So bigger injectors, bigger fuel pump, and a flex fuel kit. I think it would be really fun to have an E85 map and a 93 map as well. Just that way, I don't have to worry about just an E85 tune where the car is just E85 and I've got to worry about where my next E85 fill-up's going to be at. Flex fuel gives me all the freedom in the world to do 93 or E85 and kind of go around. And so I'm really hoping that that is something that we can do. I'm sure there's a flex fuel kit out there somewhere. There's nothing better than coffee, guys. Love me some coffee. Something I left out in my list, I've got a nice fancy list here of all the mods we're doing. I forgot about the bigger throttle bodies. Now, there's also some debate here whether those throttle bodies work or not. I think that's one of the things where you absolutely have to have a tune. So that is probably gonna be one of the last things we do, like day of or day before. We're gonna slap on new throttle bodies, plug it in, get the intakes back on, and go to the dyno. Just because I don't want to be driving around or trailering a vehicle that's bricked because it doesn't know what to do with these bigger throttle bodies. And so my hope here is that with all these mods to help the car breathe, we are going to make that magic number of 350 horsepower and also maybe over 300 foot-pounds of torque. I just like seeing 3 and 3. Also, it's a 350Z. I feel like it should make 350 horsepower. And so that is the goal, and I think we're gonna do it. These mods feel really good to me, and I think for sure we should have no issue making 350 horsepower, letting the car breathe just as freely as possible and throwing all the right things at it. With all these mods come flames, and I realize flames can be a little ricer, but I think they're awesome, and I'm building the car for me, and so we are gonna have flames, we're gonna have a flame map, we're gonna shoot big old fireballs, and it's gonna be epic. I cannot wait, you guys. So other than that, that's really all we've got. I mean, those are the mods that I think are really gonna do it. If you know of more NA mods that really can help out the VQ motor, the VQ HR, drop them down in the comments again and let me know, because I am learning just like you were learning. So let's learn together and get these mods on. Also, you guys may not be able to see it in frame when I was talking about what mods we want to get, but I've got a nice Hot Wheels collection going on up here in the new podcast station. And then also we've got some really awesome just a goal board where we've got all the mods we just talked about right up here to keep me on track. Also the maintenance stuff, and then we've also got a new daily which might be coming very, very soon. I might be looking at a new daily this weekend. We've also got a subscriber count. It's not a cool live subscriber count, but we are at 292 subscribers, and that is absolutely crazy because just a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, I'm not sure, we just hit 100. And so we are growing, and we have doubled in less time than it took me to get to 100. And now we are almost to 300, and I'm so happy, and I'm so proud, and I'm so thankful for each and every single one of you. So smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and definitely comment down below, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out, have an awesome day, and do something good for yourself this weekend. You deserve it. Peace.